Hi, good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Felecia Marie and this is True Moon Tarot. Today we are going to be doing a reading for water signs, so Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I almost put those two words together. So I'm going to draw 3 cards from my tarot deck and then also some cards from my oracle deck. Mostly I really just want it to be like, not necessarily a simple one, but just more of like a, listen, you're kind of like on the right track, or this is what you need to do. These are what messages you need to hear, right? That's kind of like what I want it to be. But we shall see what's going to come out. Today has already been a very interesting day so far. I woke up and okay, well, we've got the Moon card, the Two of Swords, and the Four of Wands. First of all, some of you really need to stop hiding things from yourself. You're purposely forgetting something, or purposely ignoring something, or hindering yourself from furthering your education, from your career, from your family, from whatever it is that you're keeping hidden from you. It's actually causing a very big disconnect, because it's making you feel like you're not necessarily stuck, but it's like stuck but not stuck. I don't know. Because you can get out of it. That's really what the Two of Swords is. Like this especially in this deck that I'm using, the bird is literally just standing on the sword. Its wings aren't bound. It could go. I mean, unless you are to assume that the wings of the bird are clipped, in which case that's just kind of fucked up. But the crow's not gonna... The crow could get away if it wanted to. And just like in the traditional one, the woman could get away if she wanted to. It's something that you're purposefully keeping over yourself. It's something that you're purposely holding. And we also had the Fool card came out with the World on the bottom, and this to me is one kind of like confirmation, like you're on the right track, because there are the 3 major arcana cards. These are the 3 big things that need to happen for you. Like, you need to stop being blind, right? You need to take a look at not necessarily the bigger picture, but you need to look at it from a different perspective, right? Or like a different view. And then once you do that, that's when you will truly probably like release yourself from whatever it is that you're holding yourself from, or whatever it is that you're keeping, whatever it is that's keeping you down, that's made from your own self-illusions and your own perceptions of things. And then once you do that, that's when you'll be able to have your new beginning, aka the Fool, and you'll be able to start over. But you're not going to be starting over from like a naive perspective. Yes and no. With the Four of Wands here, I feel like, yes, there is some kind of union, but I don't feel like it's completely romantic. I feel like it's more of just like a sign, right? And then for the World card, I feel like it's the beginning of the cycle for you. That's what it is. It's initiating the fact that you're going to be going through a cycle again, but you need to look at it with new eyes. You need to not be blind to the things that you've witnessed before, or the feelings that you felt before, right? Like, follow your own intuition. I would say don't, ow, my hair. Don't hold yourself back. Okay, we have the Veil, the Future, and Death. The eternal cycle begins here. So I'm going to read those real quick, and then I'll finish shuffling the cards. They have cool little poems with them. That's why I really, really like these. Okay. There's a misty curtain that divides us all, the veil that this night thins, transparent the weave becomes, in the future no longer dims. The ancient Celts used to call this time of the longest night of the year Samhain, or Samhain. What? Samhain. Why do they have it like that? I did not know that. I guess Celts, their language really is different. I mean, like, I knew that it was different, but I've never actually really heard anybody speak it before. Huh. They believed that there was a misty veil that separated the world of the dead and the living, but on 2 nights of the year, I want to say it like that, but I feel like I'm messing it up, so we'll just say Samhain. And Beltane, the shortest night, that the veil would thin. The fineness of the veil meant the ancestors were closer than ever, and even the gods would be close. This would mean that communications from the dead were more likely to occur, and that divination, where the divine speak through something, would be more effective. So while using this oracle as the veil lifts, know that the other worlds are close. Listen in particular to what messages may come forth around your future. Look to what you want to happen, plan, set intentions, and think big. And then, like I said, the other one is death. The eternal cycle begins here. Ooh, that was pretty. 'Tis not the end, though I may pass in the night. I get to do my time over, although you may get a fright. Many pagans believed that death was the beginning of the cycle of life. When you think about it, most people consider the act of birth to be the beginning of the life cycle. We are born, we live, we die, and depending on your beliefs, you may get to go around again. Instead, pagan cultures see death as the beginning of a whole new adventure, the place where your soul gets to choose where it incarnates, why and what it wants to experience. Then and only then does it get born into a body that lives and eventually dies, before returning to ride a new cycle. Halloween is a celebration of death as a part of life. As humans are conscious beings, we know about death, and many are afraid and uncomfortable about it. Halloween illuminates the universal truth that all of us will die, just as all of us were born. So to be fearful of the end process is fairly pointless. Halloween asks us instead to make friends with death, just as we seem friendly with birth, and to not allow our fears and griefs to bring us unnecessary pain. Do not be afraid if you pull the death card, as it simply means that something is falling away, or will do so you can begin strongly afresh. This is a great power in this clearing. If you pull this card at a Halloween particularly, the message is stronger still, and you should actively celebrate this new beginning. So, yeah, there's something that you're clearly not pointing out. There's something that you're not seeing. There's something that you're kind of just blind to, that you need to be awakened to, because this is what's going to bring about your new beginning, right? This is what's going to bring in your union, your abundance, your manifestations. This is a time for you to really, truly think about what it is that you want, because the cycle is going to repeat. And do you want to be stuck in the same position that you were just in? Do you want to be stuck in a position where you were literally learning the exact same lesson but only harder? I don't think so. Unnecessary fear. See, you are scaring yourself. You feel like some of you really are playing the victim. You have so much self-pity and so much remorse about things and trauma. I hate to say it, but sometimes you've got to just be blunt, right? The only way you're going to ever get past your trauma is to literally stop being fearful. Embrace those fears. Find a way to transform them into a strength. Yeah. Sandy's over there trying to fall into my bathtub. Okay? And then at the bottom, we have risk and reward at the bottom of the deck. Okay? It's the apple. So, great. These are the last two, guys, and then we'll go, I promise. And I say I promise, like you guys, I mean, if you didn't want to watch it this whole time, then that meant that message wasn't for you. Or you just weren't ready to hear it because for whatever reason you are living in fear. The stones, they mark the eternal resting place, yet the spirits, they are walking and they are ready for the chase. Today's modern graveyards are restful places, normally highly manicured and very well set out. Whilst they can be places of profound sadness, there are few are the creepy Gothic places of old, yet they still hold an undercurrent of fear and seem frightening places. Due to countless stories of haunted graveyards, the thought of walking through cemeteries invokes fear in many of us. We imagine zombies and ghosts rising from the graves and bad spirits hiding out, waiting to harm an unexpected living person who walks by. The idea of being at a graveyard after dark, or worse, at midnight, is the stuff of dares or nightmares. But this isn't the way with every culture. On the Mexican Day of the Dead, whole families picnic in the graves of their loved ones who have passed. Children play upon the graves. People play music, drink wine, and share food, all in the company of the dead. Graveyard dust is used as an ingredient in protective spells, not in curses. Pull this card and know that you fear unnecessarily. Things are not as they seem, and you can overcome your obstacles. The anxieties you have, although real, should be put aside before they haunt you long term. Instead, trust that you know the correct next steps and that you will act upon them. And then, apple. Sweetest icon, risky red desire, poison and freedom, tempting hearts afire. Apples have been a symbol of Samhain for a long time. Apples, when cut in half, have a seed pattern that looks like a pentagram, and so the Celts held the fruit to be sacred. Bobbing for apples, a game generally played at Halloween, has its origins in the Samhain festival and is one of the oldest associated with the celebration. The traditional way to play is to place 3 or 13 apples into a barrel of water, and the game is to try to bite an apple whilst it floats and bobs in the water. Hands must not be used, and people often compete with each other, bobbing at the same time. It is believed that the Romans brought the custom to Britain, and there are quite a few images recorded through art of this activity in both cultures. It was said that unmarried women who placed the apple they had bobbed under their pillows would dream of their future husband. In Newfoundland and some parts of Ireland today, Halloween is called Snap Apple Night. Candy apples, apple on a stick covered in toffee, although not quite as popular as they once were as Halloween fare, are now making a comeback as a fun and simple treat to prepare on this night. Apples have been an iconic part of mythos from ancient times to modern. The story of the poison apple in Snow White, to the Roman goddess Poma's magical apple tree, to the Christians' tempting fruit in the Garden of Eden. Should you receive this apple in your reading, it's time to look at how risk plays out in your life. Are you hedging your bets or not trying anything new? Do you want to change but are not willing to change anything? Are you willing to risk to get a greater reward, or alternatively, are you risking too much too often? Refer to the introduction for information about this Celtic winter festival in which lie Halloween's origins. Oh, it's just talking about Samhain. Okay. That's kind of neat. The next card underneath the apple was Skull of Flowers, which I'm not going to read it, but it is a very pretty card. Creating through the ashes. That one to me is almost like a phoenix rising from the ashes type of vibe, right? And I apologize, guys. This reading ended up being 14 minutes, probably 15 minutes by the time I get done babbling. And I want to apologize. That's what I was talking about. I'm really trying to work on making these shorter for you guys. It's just I find it very hard because I do most of my my best readings are always more of a talk and more of a conversation than they are about like literally reading and looking at the cards. You know what I mean? It's more of a dialogue, I guess. But anyways, I want to say, if you watched this whole video, thank you so much. If you want to talk, just let me know. I have not checked my emails today, so I will be posting this. It'll probably go up sometime before noon today on Saturday, the 8th, or the 9th. It's the 9th, because I got paid yesterday. So I have not looked at my emails, but I will do that at some point today, everybody. So if you have emailed me and I have not gotten back to you, I apologize. So anyways, I hope you guys all have a good day. Like I said, this was for the air signs. Remember, everybody, you have every single zodiac sign in your chart. Nobody is just one specific sign. Make sure to watch your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. If you don't know that, there are plenty of apps that you can get on your phone and plenty of websites you can go to on Google that will tell you what your whole zodiac chart is, like your whole birth chart, which I have actually begun to work on mine. So hopefully I will get better at astrology for you guys, and maybe, that can be we can have some conversations on that. So anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I just saw 15:55 on my clock. So for some people, remember, change is a big thing. That is the number 5, is change. Change. And it's your guides telling you that it's okay, that they have your back. You can do this. So anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'm going to go hang out with my family, and I hope you all do the same. Bye.